I guess the question I want to ask you this morning is, how are you leading others? How are you leading others? There's a couple of ways that we can lead others. One is called positional leadership, where I receive a position with authority that can help me to get people to do stuff. The other one is just personal influence, where on the basis of my relationship with someone, I can influence them in a positive way. And I want to look at both of those this morning and just ask the question, which one are you leading from, and how can you develop that? Let's look at, first of all, positional leadership. When you receive an official position, that carries with it some amount of authority, and that gives you the ability to get people to do stuff. For example, if we went out at lunchtime, you're all sunbaking there on the grass, and or you're just catching up with some old friends, and I come up to you and I say, this group here, could you actually just get up, stop eating lunch, and go over there and just pack those chairs up for me? You'd be well within your rights to just look at me with a strange look and go, who is this guy? Why would I do that? And yet if your principal came and asked you the same thing, I sincerely hope that there'd be a different response, because with the badge comes authority, and with position there comes the ability to influence. Now, positional authority is not a bad thing. You need it as a classroom teacher. You need it as a school leader. But where it can go wrong is when people rely on their position of authority as their only leadership style. And things can get a bit out of hand when that happens, and that can look a little bit like this. Right, you, Christian Schools Association, you, get out, you, come on, out, get out, look at the badge. Oh, give him a clap, he responds to authority, you other ones don't. You know, just for clarification, this isn't an official CSA endorsed method of instruction or leadership. But I've seen teachers like that in high school. Our deputy head back in the 70s used to carry with him 2 to 3 canes as he walked around the playground in case one broke and maybe another broke. And, you know, when you're leading just out of that position or authority, there's no relationship being built. It's basically compliance, authority, and control. The other way we can lead people is through our personal influence, the relationships we build with them and the way that we perceive them and they perceive us. I think leadership is not necessarily one or the other, but I think it's a healthy balance of positional leadership and personal influence. So if you can get those right in whatever leadership position you're doing, you'll have a greater chance of influencing people around you. Many of you come to this conference to grow in your leadership abilities. Well, how can you grow in your influence of people? The Gallup Research Organization did a long study on this and looked at how do people respond to leaders, what are they looking for, and how can leaders influence people more effectively. And they came up with 4 words. And if you can just remember these 4 words and apply them consistently, you will have a greater influence on others. The first one is trust. People follow those that they trust in terms of integrity, but also the trust in their ability to carry out what they said that they would do. So if you can develop that trust with the people that you lead, they will respond to your leadership more effectively. The second one is care. People need to feel that they're cared for, and not just a cog in a machine in some grand scheme of a leader's mind. They need to be seen as people that the leader actually appreciates them and appreciates their needs. Trust, care. The third one's stability. If you're all over the place and just changing your mind and up and down, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, that will really damage the way that people will be influenced by you, because they won't know if you're being in a good mood and how long that's going to last. Or so they just can't tell how to respond to you and what your plans are. But when you're stable and strong. Now, I know we all go through ups and downs in our emotions, and you're probably feeling at a different emotional level now than you will be on November the 25th when it's the end of the year and everyone's had it. It's not that I'm talking about. I'm talking about that everyday sort of emotional stability, if you can keep that. And the last one is hope. People are looking for hope. And if you as a leader can bring real hope to the people that are in your team or in your classroom, then there's a great chance that they'll follow your leadership, because people are looking for real hope. And so if you can apply those 4 things, trust, care, stability, and hope, you'll have a greater chance of influencing others.